Hi, I'm Alicia Dever, the Executive Director at Rise for Baby and Family.
And I'm Ashley Guyon, a mother of a student of the ESS services provided by Rise and a mother of two boys in the child care program at Rise.
Our vision at Rise for Baby and Family is that all families in the Monadnock region receive the support needed for their infants and toddlers to attain optimal early development. Our mission is to support families with infants and toddlers who have or are at risk for developmental delays or disabilities through comprehensive therapeutic services that build upon the family's strengths, to provide childcare for children of all abilities, and to be a resource and advocate for inclusion throughout the Monadnock region. Families with infants and toddlers with disabilities and developmental delays are our primary clients served. Our childcare program, which is based out of Keene, is all-inclusive to families all throughout the region. In FY21, we served 229 children throughout the Monadnock region. In FY22, we have served 200 families so far, and we're only halfway through the calendar year. We have served, or fiscal year. We have served 103 families unduplicated, however, between FY21 and 22 throughout the eastern side of the region. So that's around 35% of our families are from the eastern region. If RISE is chosen, we anticipate this funding to support at least 75 families. We will prioritize this funding and reserve all of it for families served in the eastern side of the region to ensure that families get the direct supports that they need and help with financial resources and supporting additional service coordination to help families connect with local resources and needs. We're currently serving families from 13 of the 15 towns that 100 plus women serve, but we're open to families from all of these towns. Our operating budget is around $1.5 million. Payroll is 88% of our expenses, with 3.25 FTE of administration staff and 27 FTE of direct service staff. So majority of our budget, both revenue and expenses, goes towards supporting direct service for families. We receive funding predominantly from billing insurance to cover the cost of the family-centered early supports and services. However, there's always a gap between the level of services provided and what is reimbursed, especially during COVID when families need additional supports that vary from the traditional developmental services we provide. This additional service coordination is provided regardless of reimbursement. Additionally, families never pay out of pocket for any service they receive through RISE. RISE relies on the donations from the community to be able to support families, both directly by providing families with monies to increase their access to services, to purchase developmental necessities for groceries, car repair, technology, to allow them to participate in remote services, etc., and to support them on their parenting journey as they balance working, caring for children with special needs, childcare needs, COVID, and anything else that comes their way. It is RISE's intent to use 75% of this funding for direct supports for families and reserve 25% for the additional service coordination costs that RISE is incurring. As one parent from Hancock stated, receiving early intervention services from RISE was the first and most important step I took for my child. And now I'll have Ashley share a story about how early intervention, early supports and services has impacted her family.
So I give a quick backstory. My husband and I waited 4 years to hold our baby in our arms. And when we looked at him, we said, his feet look different. And it was an odd sensation. So our son came out of, my belly with metatarsus adductus, and he needed support services from RISE because he was in a unsteady boots and bars to fix his feet. And he was in them all the time. And he was having a hard time learning how to walk, crawl, even stand. He walked on his knees for a little while, and the support services were amazing. They worked with him every week. We never received a bill. They did so much for him, and it was so much more than just helping him physically. It was also providing support to me as a mother that was totally out of her element. And it was even for the physical appointments, it was still like, oh, is he talking? Oh, no, he's not talking. He had 10 ear infections and didn't have any words. He couldn't hear. And sure enough, he had ear damage and he needed speech therapist services as well. So RISE provided everything for us, and emotional support, physical visits, remote visits. They did it all. And I am so, so thankful for them. And I love them so much. And I'm actually a board member now because I love their mission so much.
Thank you for considering RISE.